Welcome. You are listening and watching Behind the Mind radio show. I'm Anthony Leonard. We are here with Sarita Chavis, as well as Mike Sterling from actual Caribbean Citations. Sarita has a blog, VineMeUp, and Swirl Suite.
Yes.
I'm so excited to be here with them, concluding our 2016 year. We are very happy to have you here with us on Facebook Live as well as YouTube. Come see us on We Act Radio for Facebook and YouTube. Let's talk to Sarita first. Let's talk about your love and enthusiasm that evolved into your business, VineMeUp.
Sure. I tell this story all the time, but I have a friend who got married in California. It was my first time going there. It was probably maybe about 8 years ago.
Okay.
And it was in Sacramento.
Uh-huh.
And I spent an extra couple of days in California to just tour Napa.
Wow.
Sort of by myself, and there was no GPS on the phone back in the day, so I had papers of directions of where to go and
Quest.
yeah.
And all that. Exactly.
And I just really fell for wine pretty hard, and I got back and I just started reading books and going to tastings and doing stuff like that. And I don't know if many people know, but in DC, most of the free tastings are on Friday evenings at wine shops.
Oh, wow.
So distributors will come and showcase a wine that they want to present to people, and it's usually free. And so I would hop on and off the train and just taste wines all throughout the city, and that's how I really got into wine. Got a little expensive, so I needed a part-time job, so I started working at Black Ankle.
Okay.
And I worked there for 5 years before I started VineMeUp, my actual wine blog.
Okay, so your love for wine turned into your wine blog.
Yeah.
Talk about how that goes into your private events and your. Talk about more of VineMeUp. What does VineMeUp consist of?
Sure. So VineMeUp is a blog. It's like a city blog, where to find good wine.
Okay.
So I focus on restaurants, wine shops, and like wine bars.
Okay.
So I might tell you where to taste for free. I might tell you where a happy hour is. And also VineMeUp focuses on wine pairing, but not like the she stuff. Like I'm not.
and I love when she says not the she stuff. Talk about like the Fritos and the Funyuns. What goes well with those type of everyday foods that you might eat?
Yeah, one of my first blog posts was called Corner Store Favorites in Vine.
Okay.
So I went to a corner store on Benton Road, and I got Cheetos, I got Doritos, Funyuns, everything, Chico sticks. I got everything that used to be my favorite as a kid.
Child, yeah.
And I just lined up wines, and I invited some friends over, and we just went to town. And I just told people what paired well with what. That's pretty much it. Yeah. And since then, I've even done a private event where a girl said, "Bring all of that and the wine to me for my birthday party."
Wow.
And I put it all in cute little jars, and I paired it with the wines. Yeah, it was great.
So that's the private event end of it.
Yes.
Talk about your consulting with VineMeUp.
Yeah, sure. So I get a lot of emails from small business owners, from winemakers who just want to know the social media portion of what do wine bloggers look in wine.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and some people just want to know where and when to buy wine, where to get the good stuff from.
Okay.
So.
Okay. And then so we have Mr. Mike Sterling here from Caribbean Citation.
Correct.
And I love the name in itself. It says a lot. Talk about the unique business model of Caribbean Citation.
Well, first of all, I'm not from D.C.
Okay.
I moved to the area like 5 years ago, and I started out, within 6 months, I had my own business. That's why I moved here, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So I moved here, and I knew one person. That one person introduced me to someone that was having problems running a restaurant. I never ran a restaurant before, but he knows my work ethic.
Okay.
With everything I do, I take it to the stars, you know what I mean? Failure is not an option with me. So he introduced me to someone. We had a meeting. They were asking us so many thousands of dollars to take over this restaurant. And 2 weeks later, I walked away from the table. They called me and said, "Look, we can't do this." And they gave me the restaurant.
Wow.
It's unbelievable, right? I couldn't believe it. Like, just me having a conversation with these people, they put faith in me to say, "Look, you can have it. Just do whatever you want." I took the place over. Within 2 weeks, I renovated the whole place with the little money I had and reopened. And we did $1 million our first year.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Amazing.
So it was crazy. But, once you start making money, you know what I mean? things start changing. Now the people that I got the place from, they were like, nah, they want to come back
Oh,
and
no.
take over the restaurant, you know, and put me in the streets. You know what I mean? So it was a couple of things I had to go through, and I ended up giving the restaurant back to them, and then they failed within 6 months. You know what I mean? It was done. And so it took me another 6 months to come up with the plan. I said, look, I'm going to just do my own thing because I know all I need is a box. Give me a box and I can make anything happen. You know what I mean? So I sat down. I came up with a business plan. I noticed that in D.C., they write so many tickets. These cameras are everywhere. I never got a ticket until I moved here. You know what I mean? So I decided, I said, look, I'm going to open a I know how to cook.
Obviously.
This is it,
Clearly.
right?
It's amazing.
All right.
Clearly.
So I said, but I have to have a niche. What can I do to, like, outside of my food to have somebody say, wow, let's go in because of that. And then we'll find out about the food. So I decided that when anyone gets a ticket, you could bring it into our restaurant and we'll give you a discount off the entire food menu.
Okay.
Yeah. Not only do we give you a discount, we also pay tickets as well. So we'll enter your ticket into
So it's like a monthly lottery.
our
right?
lottery, yes. We'll
okay.
put your ticket into our, we'll give you a raffle ticket, stamp it, and at the first of every month, when everybody get their checks, guess what? You're gonna get a check from me too. Okay, so what we'll do,
right.
we'll pull your ticket and we'll pay your ticket up to $100.
That's
You know what I mean?
amazing.
So
That is amazing.
I don't know how I came up with it. I don't know. You know, this is what you have to think outside the box, and that's what separates you and me
Sure.
from everybody else.
Right. So,
Yeah.
so Caribbean Citation basically is Caribbean food.
Correct.
From that Caribbean food, you're paying Citations
Correct.
monthly,
Monthly.
as well as giving discounts on the food if you get a ticket, kind of to alleviate
Yes.
the stresses of life, which
Exactly.
is DC basically.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, I'm working on trying to get a nonprofit established
Okay.
where we could go after the government because DC has a surplus every year.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And I think the main reason is because of the ticket situation.
Mhm.
In 2014, I read that they made over $140 million
Wow.
in traffic citations.
Wow.
Okay? Some cameras make $5-6 million a year, just that one camera. You know what I mean? So where is all this money going? Like, you know what I mean? What are you doing with
That's a
all
good
this
question.
surplus? Why do we have homeless? Why do we, you know what I mean?
That is
You know
a
what I
very
mean?
good question.
Wow.
Wow.
So my plan is to go after the government and have them pay us to help pay other people tickets because people are not driving their vehicles because guess what? They can pay the ticket. It doubled. Next you know, it's tripled or whatever the case may be. And their car's sitting there and they have to depend on Metro or whatnot. And that's the goal for DC. And that's what I see from living here, that they don't want you to drive. You know what I mean? They want you to get that Metro. They want you to get whatever they can to make money in surplus. You can't park for more than 2 hours in a zone. Like say you park right here, but then you move before the 2 hours, but you moved across the street, you're still gonna get a ticket because you're still in that same zone. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So
Yeah.
that's where Caribbean Citation came from. Let's get back to Sarita and let's talk about from your business. You've parlayed that into Swirl Suite.
Sure.
Let's talk about how the show came about, the concept, and the topics that you talk about on that show.
Sure. So the Swirl Suite is sort of like Brown Girl View
Okay.
for wine.
Uh-huh.
So it's 5 of us total.
Okay.
And so we have Girl Meets Glass, Vino Noir, Vino 301, Leslie
Vino
Freelo,
301,
she's
yes.
been on the
That's
show
my girl.
before. The Liquor Lady,
Liquor-
okay?
Shout out to Frida, Leslie Freelo.
So, and me, VineMeUp. And so we do a bi-monthly show live on YouTube,
Uh-huh.
also translates into a podcast on SoundCloud.
Okay.
And we talk about everything wine. We talk about everything liquor. We get into beer sometimes, cider, and sometimes we talk about current events. So
Really? So it's okay. So it's basically just a little jam session.
it
with
is. It
your
is.
friends.
Yeah, pretty much. But we are super wine nerds. All of us are in the wine industry somehow or
Obviously,
yeah.
Yes. And I have to have Leslie back on too. 'Cause
Sure.
I know she's expanded since the last time we've had her.
Oh,
on.
absolutely. Yeah, she's teaching classes now. Shout out to Vino 301.
Good for you. Good for you, Leslie. So let's get back to Mike. Let's talk about how you decided to turn that passion for Caribbean Citation into food. Let's talk about the food side of that a little bit more.
Well, you know, I was originally born in Jamaica. I'm Jamaican. I'm 100% Jamaican.
Okay.
I couldn't vote. You know what I mean? So I have to make that transition so I can have my dual citizenship. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I hate that I couldn't vote this last time. my passion for food came from my mother, of course. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the spices, just the great food, and now I could cook better than my mom. I mean, like, I just took it to a whole nother level. I don't traditionally, you know, a lot of Jamaicans, they cook a certain way. They have certain recipes that they follow. I make my own. You know what I mean? So I like flavor. I love flavor. You know, so when people taste my food, they're like, "Wow, it's not bland. It just you could just." The aroma. I mean, when I walked in the room, you know
We were
what I mean?
like, before you even opened the bag, we
Yes.
were like, this smells really good.
Yeah. It
Exactly.
does, yeah.
And even in my restaurant, well, you know, where a lot of a restaurant doesn't have the capacity to grill jerk
Right.
chicken and jerk, you know, 'cause we have a big grill that smokes up Anacostia. You know what I mean? So if you're just walking or at the
Yeah.
station on Good Hope Road or whatever the case may be, people always they follow their noses.
Exactly.
And before you know it,
Exactly.
they're coming through Citations.
All right. So let's get back to Sarita. We're
Yeah.
going to, of course, have a little bit of food as well as wine. Speaking to the wine novice, how would one start their venture like you did, if they wanted to do that, or go and parlay that into something else? How would they go and find their great wine?
I think it starts where just find a good wine shop in your
Okay.
neighborhood. Go outside of your neighborhood. Just find a good wine shop. If you don't have a good wine shop, join a nice wine club
Okay.
that will send you, a various different wines, and you can try them all. And just, you have to go out and taste. You have to keep an open mind, and you have to go out and taste. So, yeah, find a good wine shop.
So, getting back to Mike, so not only do you have your actual carryout for Caribbean Citations, you also developed a hot sauce. How did you develop that hot sauce that you use on your food?
Well, like I said, you know, it was a trial and error
Trial and error.
thing. You know what I mean? It's called jerk sauce, Caribbean
Jerk sauce.
Citation jerk sauce, which I'm planning on bottling because my customers, I mean, they come in, I just have them in souffle cups.
Okay.
And they're like, look, Mike, you have to bottle it up. You have to do it. You have to do it. Please,
Yeah.
Mike. I mean, that's my, aspiration. I definitely would love to, have it in Safeway and whatnot, you know what I mean? So me and I have a cook. I couldn't be here without, I have to say, Nani. She was the person that I was inherited. We inherited each other. Like, when I took over the first bar, she's been with me for the last 5 years, and she's a great cook. She's Ethiopian, so she does Ethiopian food.
Oh, wow.
And she also does, and I taught her how to cook my Jamaican food. So, I mean, my praises go out to her because without her, it wouldn't be me. She's in the shadows, but you know what I mean? So the sauce came about, really, her and I both played with the sauce a little bit. The base is barbecue sauce. And
The base is barbecue sauce.
is
Wow.
barbecue sauce.
Okay.
So we do Sweet Baby Ray's because that has a really good flavor. We add a little vinegar. It depends on, we do large portions, like a humongous pot. So for every, let's say, quart of barbecue sauce, you use half a quart of ketchup to add to it.
Okay.
And then we add vinegar. And then we also have Walkerwood jerk seasoning. It's like a
Okay.
paste. It's very spicy. And so the sauce kind of like, takes
Calms it
down the
down,
pepper,
right.
calms it down. So we add it to taste, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So we don't want to overdo it, but some people like it very spicy. So
Okay.
we might do a batch that's...
So you have some of that on the food that we have here right now. So let's get into the food a little bit.
Okay.
So you have fish here. What type of fish do we have?
This is
here?
our red snapper.
The red
right
snapper here.
Escaviche.
Okay.
So this sauce doesn't contain the jerk sauce in it. It has pepper sauce in it.
Okay.
But the main base here, we have ketchup, a tad, just a tad of vinegar just to give a little ting.
Okay.
Then we also have our sauteed onions and peppers.
Okay.
And then we also have butter that's involved in here. And I mean, this is like my favorite meal
That's
here.
one of
the
your
red
favorite
snapper,
meals.
right
Okay.
here. I mean, if you come and taste this meal, I guarantee you'll be back the next day or the day. Cause it might take you 2 days to eat this. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
like it's a
Yeah,
lot.
it's a lot
of
of
food.
food. Yes.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of food.
And that's
here.
another thing that we're known for, large portions.
Okay.
You know, you're never gonna say Citation shorted us. You know what I mean? Even to the oxtail or whatever, we give you your food. You can share with someone. That's our goal. We want you to share with someone so
Okay.
that we can get a new customer.
And
You
then
know?
let's talk about the oxtails,
Yes.
right? The oxtails.
I must say our oxtails, to die for.
Okay.
I mean, I will go ahead up with any Caribbean restaurant that choose to step to me with our oxtail. Our oxtail fall off the bone consistently.
Okay.
The base of that is brownie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we also have an oxtail sauce that we put in there, and the oxtail is in a pressure cooker, so it's cooked for like 3.5 hours, 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
To ensure that you're not going to be going and picking things out your teeth. You know what I mean? Or trying to,
Okay.
you know what I mean? A chainsaw to get it. So
Exactly.
we take pride in our oxtails. It's like one of our top sellers, and the food speaks for itself.
Okay. So let's get back to Sarita. So
Okay.
how would you pair these two dishes with wine? How would you do that?
So,
Because you have spiciness, you have
Yes.
peppers and
Yes.
onions. How would you
Yeah.
how would you blend those with wine?
So we actually have one. I bought an extra bottle when I heard we were doing Caribbean food.
Okay.
I went out to Chat's Wine and Liquor. on East
Which
Summer.
I love
Yes,
Chat's
yeah.
wine, by the way. Shout out
So
to
I got a
Black-owned
German.
business.
I got a German Riesling
Okay.
to pair with the fish, and also you bought jerk chicken as well.
Yes, I did.
So I bought a
And
Riesling.
we're going to
to
see
pair.
that in a little bit too.
Yeah. Yes. And so for the oxtail, I have a really nice local wine. I have 2 breads actually.
Well, let's bring it out.
All right, all right.
Let's bring it out. We're gonna eat and drink and be merry.
So these are the local wines. So shout out to Black and Co Vineyards. I have their Rolling Hills 2014.
Okay.
Okay, that's a Bordeaux blend. Then I have Old Westminster's Chinery Hill.
All right.
Okay, so that's mostly Merlot. So we got these 2. We're gonna try the reds with the oxtail and try this Riesling with the fish.
Okay. So let's show the wines a little bit.
Okay.
So we're gonna try the Riesling with the fish
Yes,
here, and then the oxtails.
with the red.
Okay. So let's go.
All right.
So what should we do first?
We should do the fish with the Riesling.
Okay. So are you gonna pour for
So,
us?
yes, we got some plates, so we just gonna
We just
trust
gonna
each other. All right.
Trust each other.
All right.
I thought we did bring plates. Did she take it out?
Let's see. I think Karen is gonna bring us a few plates so we can try some stuff.
Okay.
So my question is, whenever I'm pairing food and wine, are we gonna drink, eat, and then drink again?
Yes, that's
Or eat
exactly
and
what you're doing.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
That's exactly what you're doing.
Okay, I did it right. I did.
I'm glad you asked that question, and I was lost.
I'm like, I don't know.
So swirl around a little
Swirl,
bit.
swirl,
Okay, open it
swirl.
up. All right.
And then we're
You
gonna
take
smell.
a nice, yeah.
So when you do that, take us through that process.
Sure.
You're swirling.
You're oxidizing the wine. So
Got it.
you're going to open it up. I mean, just imagine if you were trapped in a bottle for as long as wine was. You would need to breathe.
Okay.
Okay? So the wine needs to breathe. Just going to open it up a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So then you take a nice long smell.
Nice
80% tasting is in the smell.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what are we looking for when we smell?
Whatever the wine is going to bring to you.
Okay.
You know, it brings different things to different people, but, what do you get when you smell?
I smell flowers.
Sure.
I smell citrus.
Yeah.
I smell a little bit of spiciness.
Yeah, absolutely. I get a little peach in there too.
Yeah. And it tastes delicious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So it's got some good acidity. It's
It
got
does.
some fruit in there. So we'll see how that, matches
How
up
it
with the
matches
spice.
with the fish here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let Chef Mike serve us up. We got our little plates.
Okay, I'm gonna try to dig in over here. Try not to get too much bone.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
like some peppers.
Of course.
Okay,
Of course. Thank you.
okay,
There we go.
okay. Help me out.
Mm-hmm.
So sip, eat, sip again. So then you appreciate what? So
Mm-hmm.
I want to just guide people through the process so
Sure.
they understand.
Food can change the wine.
Okay.
And wine can change the food. So you have to see how it can either complement it or contrast. Sometimes contrast is a good thing.
Okay.
So
We'll see how this goes. Let's see. And this fish is really good. by the way.
Good stuff, right? Mhm.
Really good. And it complements it very
yeah,
well.
it does. It does.
It
Mm-hmm.
really,
Good
really
stuff.
does. Wow.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I like this a lot. It brings the flavor out of the fish.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm loving this. Wow, very good. So now we have to go to the oxtails.
Yes.
And you have a red wine that we're going to do with that.
Yes, I think with the oxtail, we should try the Black and Gold Rolling Hills.
Right here.
All right.
And these are also 2 local wines as well.
Mm-hmm. They are local wines. They're actually not far apart from each other. So
Okay.
Black and Gold Vineyards is in Mount Airy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Old Westminster is in Old Westminster. So, yeah, they're about 20 minutes apart. Local vineyards. They grow their own grapes
Okay.
and make their own wine. Black and Gold opened in 2008. Old
So it's
Westminster.
pretty new. Okay.
Old Westminster, I think they opened in 2011.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Even newer.
Yes.
But
yes.
they have their own grapes. They actually cast they bottle there and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wonderful.
All right.
We have to hold the bottle of wine up.
This one time? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So now we're going to get the qualities of that red wine with the oxtail.
With the oxtail.
So you said the oxtails are actually done in a pressure cooker?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we'll
All
see
right.
Just
how
to
that-
ensure the texture. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Make sure that we're good.
Okay.
You don't
So-
serve wine in your restaurant, do you?
No.
No? Okay. Just
Unfortunately.
checking.
Unfortunately, we don't. We don't have a liquor license.
Okay.
He'll let us bring our own.
Oh, okay. It's BYOB. Okay. I like it.
After hours, you know, after
Right.
a hard day's
All
work,
right.
That's right.
who knows what
Amen.
happens.
So we got to do the sip wine,
Yes.
You want to get this?
sip, eat, sip
Oh, yeah.
again.
You're going to
Oxtail.
serve us some oxtail.
Sip, eat, sip again. So
Mhm.
with this, let's see what we smell. and-
Okay. And you tell me.
I'm gonna tell.
All right.
Let's see. I smell peppers.
Sure.
I smell wood,
Okay.
Wood?
like oak.
Mm-hmm.
There's an oakiness, and like leather.
There you go. I like it. I like where you're going. Yeah.
That's what I got right now.
I also got some fruit in there, a little bit of cherry.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's even though it's a red wine, it is floral.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because
we're-
you can get dark flowers like roses.
Right.
You know.
So we're gonna smell, and then sip, and then we're gonna eat
Yep.
and see how this works with the oxtail.
Oh man, this is really.
And
falling
they're
off the
literally
bone.
falling off
Wow.
the bone here.
Yes.
This is really good.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Let's see.
Mm.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Mhm. Wow, this is really good.
You like that?
Yes, I'm impressed. Where's your location? Where's your restaurant located?
Please tell us.
We're located right down the street, 1208 Maple View Place,
Okay.
right off MLK. We face MLK, but the address takes off Maple View because
Okay.
the apartments behind us are owned by the same people, so they just connected the whole thing.
Okay.
So 1208 Maple View Place, Southeast Washington D.C. 20020.
All right.
Mhm.
All right.
Nice.
So let's talk about a little bit more before we go to the other 2 dishes. Being that we're in the DMV area and you brought 2 DMV wines, talk about the qualities that you've seen in them because
Sure.
you've been all over the U.S.
Yeah.
Like you said, you started it in California. You started
Right.
your love for wine in
Right.
California.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing it back home, what are the qualities that you find in the wines here?
I think the trick to what local winemakers are doing is they are trying to make Maryland wine in Maryland. They're not trying to make California wine
Good.
in Maryland. So they're studying the soils, they're studying the weather, they're studying winemaking processes, and they're trying to make Maryland wine great. And I think that's the trick.
And I think, once again, talking about Leslie, she does tours to Maryland wineries, and she said people have a stigma that
Absolutely.
Maryland wine,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Tasting this Maryland wine, by the way, it was absolutely delicious. So I think people just need to take that wine stigma. If it's not from California or
Mhm.
Virginia,
Yeah.
it's not wine. It's delicious.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
so going back into the qualities,
Mm-hmm.
do these? I hate to like try to make similarities, but are they as good or if not better
Then compared to who?
to
Other
California
wine-
wineries?
Oh, they're up there.
Really?
They're, if not better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. So, getting back to you, what are 3 words that describe your food? If you had to put it just into 3 words, what are 3 words that you have for it?
Unlike any other.
Unlike any other. Okay. So let's go to the other 2 dishes that you brought. You also brought chicken. I think jerk chicken, right?
Yes.
Jerk chicken, and we have here salmon.
Jerk salmon. So
All right, so we're gonna do a little switcheroo here. So talk about the process of your 2 dishes here, the salmon and the jerk chicken,
Okay.
which look absolutely amazing.
Well, first of all, our jerk chicken, the seasonings.
So this is the jerk chicken.
This is our jerk chicken.
Okay.
I can't really tell you all the seasonings because
It's a secret.
It's kind of a big secret because I'm not gonna put anybody on blast, but one of my cooks told me that the owner of another Jamaican restaurant was at our grill while we're cooking our chicken, asking us what are we doing and whatnot. And I said,
wow.
did he? Okay. So if I told you, I might have to hurt you.
No.
Okay? But we have the mixture of great seasonings here. We also have a rub, which is the Walkerwood rub that I was telling you about. Walkerwood rub. Right.
Yes.
And then we also had browning that we add to
Okay.
that. And our special seasonings that we put in there.
Okay.
So we have a rub that we put on first. Okay? And we let that marinate overnight. And then we take that on the grill, get the grill all smoked up, and we put it on the grill. It may take like an hour and a half to cook up. And then after we bring it in, we finish it off in a oven just to make sure, because sometimes when you take food off the grill, you may still have a little blood or whatnot. So we take it, put it in the oven for like 30 minutes just to ensure that the chicken is cooked and you're still gonna have the smoky flavor of the jerk. And then we also, this is hence our jerk sauce.
Oh yes,
Oh, yes.
the jerk sauce.
The jerk sauce.
that- you have to show
Yes, this is our jerk sauce
exactly.
right here. And I'm gonna pour
You just pour right
a
over.
little bit
right?
over.
Yes.
Yeah, put a little bit over. And usually at our restaurant, we won't put it on the chicken because we want you to taste it yourself,
Do it yourself.
to ensure
Okay.
that you can be able to handle the flavor and the
this is
spice.
the jerk sauce.
This
that
is
you're
also
gonna-
jerk sauce.
You're gonna get that marketed very soon.
Yes, we're gonna get it marketed because the need is there. So I want to fulfill all the needs of my customers. If you need it, I'm gonna provide it. You know what
So
I
when
mean?
they're at home and they have their own chicken, they can just throw it on
Exactly.
there, right?
As a matter of fact, I know customers that come in right now and say, "Look, Mike, I apologize. I'm
I
gonna
just
have to
want
put
the
it in.
sauce."
I want the sauce." And I'm like,
Okay.
"Hold on. I think this is illegal. Okay, for you to put my sauce on your food, but it's okay."
That's
you know
fine.
what I mean?
So that means that you have even more of a need to bottle it,
Exactly.
so that you can reach help to other people.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's. What should we do first, Sarita? Going back
So-
into the wines.
I think we should wait. Let's do the salmon first. I'm
Okay.
not sure if one of the wines will hold up to the salmon. It might overpower it a little
Okay.
bit.
Okay.
'Cause salmon is a tricky fish.
Okay.
Because it's fatty and it's oily. It's best
It
to
could-
do it with a red or
Okay,
a
it
Pinot
could go with
Noir.
both.
Mhm.
Okay.
So we can try it with the Black Ankle Rolling Hills.
Okay.
See what happens.
Let's see what happens.
All right.
So this is the wine that we had before. The
Yes.
the second wine,
Yeah.
which is the red wine.
Oh wow, look at that. That's falling
That
apart.
it looks so good.
Come here.
All right.
Hold on. Give me another little piece.
Thank you.
And so the vegetables under that's cabbage.
Cabbage. You like some?
Oh, sure.
Okay. And we also have the greatest cabbage ever.
Really.
Hold
So-
on. Let me give you a little bit.
And I always
Thank you.
mess up when I try to make Caribbean food at home. The
Oh, yeah.
cabbage. How? Talk about that process. Like, what do
Okay.
you do with that?
Okay. I have a seasoning that I use, and I'll tell you off air what it is. That I use on almost everything. Okay? It's like the total package of seasonings. You know what I mean? It has garlic, it has parsley, it has thyme, it has everything in
Okay.
it. Okay, so that seasoning is my base. This is I think this is what like grew my business to where it is right now. So we use that seasoning on almost everything that we use in our store.
All right.
Okay, it goes good on fish, chicken, the oxtail, everything. And I'm gonna make sure I'll let you know. Matter of fact, I'll probably give you.
Please
All
give
right.
me some.
Yes,
All right.
I'll give you a whole cause
Cause
all right,
All right.
and
I always mess it up when I get
so
home.
hence our cabbage. So we put this our special seasoning in the cabbage,
Okay.
a little butter,
Uh-huh.
carrots, and then our broccoli, and we chop it, and we do our everything from scratch. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So we're there chopping everything up and ensuring that you're gonna get fresh, a beautiful, nice. I mean, we're not when you come to Caribbean food. I'm not gonna say like we're not vegan. I mean, we'll put it in. We're gonna put the butter. We're gonna put, you know what I mean. So I know everyone's a little health conscious, but most Jamaicans live to 90 years old for a reason. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if this food's not good, I don't know what else is. Okay.
Well, let's try this salmon. Let's see
All right.
how it is.
All right.
And then you could also, I'm gonna have you taste our jerk sauce as well to show you
That's really juicy.
juicy.
It is.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a little jerk sauce, so you'll know why our custom. Ooh, put a little bit too much, but
That's fine.
It'll be all right.
That's fine.
a little jerk sauce got a little bite to it at the end.
Oh, that's good.
That is good.
Yes.
And just at the end, you don't taste the spiciness until the
To
end.
the end, it pops in and it'll give you that little bite right at the end. So
Oh, that's really good.
And then you can wash it down with the wine.
good stuff.
And that spiciness really complements the red wine. Because like I was saying before that, the spiciness, when we were smelling it, the oakiness and spiciness really complements the spiciness and basically the oiliness of the fish too, like you were talking about. Really good. So I'm gonna ask you the same question. Your business in 3 words, what would you say about it?
3 words.
If you had to think about VineMeUp, talk
Okay.
about both VineMeUp as well as Swirl Sweet.
Sure.
3 words that describe
Okay.
those two things that
Okay.
you're working on. So VineMeUp first.
Can I do the 3 words for both?
3 words for both. That's
Okay.
fine.
All right. Urban brown excellence.
I like that. Urban brown excellence. Okay. All right. So obviously this is our last show for the year. So talk about how you would pair wine with your Christmas holiday
Sure.
feast.
First of all, I always start out dinner with bubbles.
Dinner
So,
with
yes.
And it cleanses the palate.
It does. It does. So whether you like your prosecco, your cava, your champagne, whatever you have, start out with bubbles.
All right.
With your appetizers or without, doesn't matter. I would start out with bubbles. I like a still white and a still red. So this year I'm either gonna go Viognier or Chenin Blanc.
I love Viognier.
So-
That is my favorite
Yeah.
white wine.
And actually, I have one more wine for you guys to taste.
Please bring it out. Bring it out.
Okay, so this is the Black Ankle Albarino. Albarino is Spanish grape. You can find it in Spain or Portugal. And
So could we taste that with the jerk chicken here?
yes, we can.
Perfect.
Yes, we can. All right, so this wine is a little floral. It's got some good acidity. The wine is a little pink. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's not gonna kill you.
It's not going to kill
But
you.
Black Ankle, Black Ankle is one of the few wineries in Maryland who grows the Albarino grape. And
Okay.
they grow it really well. And
So once again, you have to get rid of that stigma of
yes,
Maryland wines.
yes, absolutely. And with your holiday dinner, you can go outside of Cabernet and Chardonnay. You really can. So
Right.
yes, so Albarino is a nice choice.
All right.
So we're gonna try that with the jerk chicken.
We're going to try that with the jerk chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking to you, Chef Mike,
Yes.
how would you bring Caribbean food into the holidays?
Well, I'm going to say that I'm not the traditional Thanksgiving tradition, and I'm around my food all day, every day. So of course, if I were to do something just like for Thanksgiving, I had a seafood Thanksgiving.
Ooh,
You know what I
that's
mean?
what I'm having.
What?
You're having
Yeah.
a seafood Christmas.
Christmas
right?
dinner.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Christmas.
So-
The holidays run together.
Yeah. So
Right.
I mean, I think that we should think outside the box on the holidays. Do some things that you normally do. You know what I mean? I love Mexican food. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
right, me too.
you know, I love Japanese food.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go to the Japanese restaurant. They'll cook for me in front of me, and I'm like, yes. I love the fact that I don't have to cook.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And then I want something that I don't accustomedly eat on a day-to-day basis.
So just bringing something different
Yeah.
into your palate,
Yes,
basically.
exactly. Do something
Okay.
different.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, that's
So let's get to the actual albarino as well as the jerk chicken.
I'm gonna
Okay.
put a little jerk
So we're gonna-
sauce. a little
Oh,
jerk
okay,
sauce.
please.
Don't forget
You
the
gotta
jerk,
put the jerk sauce.
Pour it
Yeah.
up. Oh yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Right.
It's gonna be plenty left.
So we're gonna smell, sip, eat, smell again. And with this, I smell citrus,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
flowers. Once again, a different type of flower. It's like blooming in my in my nose. It's like it really is
Albarinos
good.
tend to be very floral. Mm-hmm.
And, now
And you
we're
mentioned
going to-
seafood. Albarino is a very nice seafood wine. Goes
Right.
extremely well with crab cakes.
All right. Yes, and we had crab cakes too.
Mm.
It was beautiful.
And this chicken is amazing. You've actually grilled the chicken.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You can taste it.
I mean, you could taste the flavor. You know,
Mhm.
that's when a lot of people come in and say, I'm so glad you're here. I'm like, it's a lot of pressure on me to make sure that, we're going to push out great food, not just good food,
It's really
great
good.
quality
Mm-hmm.
food.
It has, and once again, it's that the sauce has that back end of spice that then you can sip again.
Mhm.
So, Caribbean citations. I'm sorry, is your brainchild.
Mhm.
So bringing the food together. From bringing the food together, you're still paying people citations.
Exactly.
Citations, Caribbean
Exactly.
citations.
Mhm.
We have VineMeUp here, right?
Mm-hmm.
VineMeUp, Swirl Sweet. I'm gonna let you guys close the show for us. Thank you so much for coming, and we thank you so much. You're listening and watching. I'm so used to saying listening because because we're usually on the radio, but we're actually live on Facebook as well as YouTube on We Act Radio, and you can also see us on Behind the Mind Radio Show on Twitter as well as YouTube. So I'm gonna let you give your Twitter handles,
Sure.
your website, all that good stuff.
So you can find me at VineMeUpDC.com or VineMeUp.com, same thing. And you can find me at VineMeUp on Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook,
She's on
Instagram.
everything.
I'm everywhere at VineMeUp.
Mhm.
VineMeUp, and then Caribbean Citations.
That's it. That's all I can say. You can look up Caribbean Citations on Facebook, Citations DC on Twitter, Instagram. And when you pull up Caribbean, once you start typing it in Google, Caribbean Citations pops up. So
All right,
there it
so
is.
there we go. And once again, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Anthony Leonard of Behind the Mind Radio Show. We are here live on We Act Radio. You'll find us on We Act Radio on YouTube as well as their Facebook Live page. And then you can also find us on Twitter, Behind the Mind Radio Show, BTM Radio. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day.